Yellow Army, and welcome to a very special interview here on official Torquay United TV. Now, Thursday, the April 22nd, marks the 80th birthday of a real club legend, and one of the United's most cherished players. He is, in fact, the Prince of Plainmoor, Mr. Robin Stubbs. I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Robin today and his son, Ben. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
It's fantastic to be joined by you both, and happy 80th birthday to you, Robin.
Thank you very much.
Now, Ben, obviously, I'm sure you're very proud of your father. First things to say is, how come you haven't followed in Robin's footsteps, or was there a reason for that?
See, something I get asked a lot. You know, when anyone hears that I have the name Stubbs, it's probably one of the first things people ask me is why didn't I end up playing football? But I did, you know, when I was younger, I played for school, I played for different clubs, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right.
I have my moments. I'm still very much involved in fitness. I work as a personal trainer now. I've done bodybuilding competitions, so I've still stayed in that sort of industry. But that's probably the main reason. I've got a son now myself, though. He's just turning 2, and he absolutely loves it, doesn't he?
He loves it, yeah.
He literally loves it. He plays with Dad in the garden. Dad kicks football around the garden with him, and all he does is run around the house saying football. So you never know. You never know. He's got the Stubbs name. He's got the Stubbs genes, so you never know what might happen. Yeah. But that's that from me, really, about my my career and where I've gone with it.
Well, it's great to have you along here as well, Ben. And I have to say, what an honour it is to actually be able to spend this time with you, you know, on your 80th birthday. Robin, obviously, there's so much to talk about your time at Plainmoor, and so many members of the Yellow Army and all United's followers over the years have so many happy memories of your time at the club. If we can maybe just touch upon, how did it all start? I mean, how did you get started? How did you get into professional football to start with? Because I understand that the way that you got into professional football is probably a little unorthodox compared to how things go nowadays.
Well, I'd always gone. The football had always been very big in the family. Even though my poor brother, he's gone, and my father, both fortunately are gone now. But they used to go to the football every Saturday, and they were Birmingham City supporters. So I started going as soon as it was, because I used to do a bit and play at school and play in the road outside the house.
Yeah, so you kick the football against the garage and stuff like that.
Yeah, I used to get the other side of the road, and I used to chip them over into the garage and up the garage and everything, things like that. Well, yeah, got run over about 3 times. But no, I mean, I went there to the junior school. Was literally, I got up there, and the junior school was as close as getting just to the end there, where those. Right. It was that close for me to go. So I started playing there. It was much lower key there, even though we could beat teams, because we had a most amazing setup. I did the exams. I passed for both the football one, which was, and rugby.
Oh, wow.
I was offered the places in both those ones. So.
Right. Okay.
But of course, there was one thing we had to do, and I said, it's only the football. We were a strong team at one time in there, you know, beating various ones. I started going and occasionally playing on a Sunday morning under an assumed name. Yeah, with my brothers used to play before he got sort of injured, and his various friends and the team he played with.
Yeah.
So they'd roll me in, and it came with some strange name. I never liked it though, because I always ended up scoring hat tricks and things like that. So we had to finish it. Yeah, Birmingham City, they came and watched the games. Well, there was a sort of car turned up, and because they had talked to me, they did say hello, sort of this there, because you had to be a bit careful what you said, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I got there. Oh, and they said, Robin, do you mind? We want to talk to your parents about you joining Birmingham City. You know, having a contract with us and everything. So I said, right, fair enough. I mean, so they went in and they were a bit surprised
Your parents?
Yeah, not homeless, but a bit sort of taking things out of the normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it started from there, and I got a contract from them, Birmingham, there, place like that, and used to, because I was quite a long way away from where the ground was.
Right.
I was halfway on the way to Wolverhampton, you see, so it was quite good though, because a couple of the other players who had cars that they could drive then, because this was before I was actually driving full time.
Oh, right.
They were picking me up on the training days, and they, you know, we'd go in there, and
So you'd have people that would pick you up to do.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, they helped, you know, they helped me out, the other players, because I mean some of them were ones we played with as well, you know, because we had quite a strong team then. At
Birmingham,
yeah. So
cool.
in that league that we played in, we played against a lot. You know, we were pretty useful.
Well, I mean, it goes without saying, Robin, that we're absolutely delighted that you did choose the football path rather than the rugby one. You know, you would have robbed us of so many happy memories in the club's history had you taken the other path. But I mean, you were doing really well at Birmingham City. So how did the move to Torquay United come about then? You know, what made you choose Torquay United?
Well, the Birmingham one was okay, but it was a bit of a fine edge when we were playing, really, between who was, you know, people there and attitudes to different players and things and all. And it got to a point where I wasn't getting a full game in with the main team.
Birmingham City,
Yeah, because they were buying players in, you know, getting players in, older players, quite, you know. So I forget what happened. Something happened where there was a match or something, and a bit of a little fallout between.
It was you and the manager, wasn't it?
Me and the manager.
Yeah.
Bit of a fallout in various, and
he got you in touch with Torquay, didn't he?
He called me. He called me there to come into the office because he was sort of down there. They sent a message to me. They said, "Oh, come and see, you know, go and see Gil." And Gil said, Robin, he said, "Yeah, I think it's time we, you know, sort of some others." He said, "If you want to go to Birmingham, Torquay," he said, "go and see Torquay. Do you fancy that? See if you can get a contract there, you know, get a job." And I thought, "Oh, sounds nice," because I always used to go on summer holidays.
Oh, right.
I was dead keen, you know.
So you've never been to Torquay, though?
I'd never been to Torquay. I've been all around the places, different ones like that. I've never been to Torquay. So, you know, I jumped on my car. By then, I'd already got a bit of a flashy car.
So you jumped in your car and you drove down, didn't you?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
I drove down.
That was right. It was right there and off, and got sort of there. And I always remember the one place. I think when I got there that time, they were having a practice game, which was on one of the football teams that were close to Torquay.
Right. Okay.
And I sort of turned up, which is quite a thing, into the car park in my flat, in my tuned up, you know, MGB Sport, or, you know, Mr. Flash there, you know, open top and everything, because they used to hate things like that, you know. Yeah. They liked everything to be nice and quiet as well. So yeah, I turned up there and joined in. When I was driving down, I got there and it was a nice day, and it was quite open. You could see a long way in front, and you get to a certain thing just getting this side of Newton Abbot on the main road. It was because there wasn't the main road there.
No, it was different.
Yeah, but and I'm looking over and I can see, blimey, look at that, and it was beautiful, sun is shining. And
stopped at the beach, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, no, I did actually. Yeah, well, almost the beach, because it was the hotel.
Yeah.
You know, the Palm Court where I stopped. But I mean, I was up on the top and I was looking over and I thought, oh, blimey, you know, it looks so good. The beautiful beach, you know, people up and down the beach and this and that and everything. You know, fabulous.
And it was actually at the hotel that you signed
At the
Torquay,
hotel,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I agreed.
So they met.
No,
I think it was
did,
quite
no,
informal.
Yeah.
They met
I
at the
agreed.
hotel.
I agreed to sign. No. And then they got the guy who did the signing in those days. The manager didn't always do it.
Right.
The manager came down. He came to the hotel, and they said, "Fine, yes, well, wait a minute, that's going to go." Yeah, and the other guy came down. You know, we signed the contract, and that was it. I always remember I got a dead leg in the first game I played.
Torquay.
Not a good start.
Yeah.
Did we get a bit lucky then, Robin, that the English Riviera was at its sunny best that day? If it had been pouring down with rain, would it have been different?
Yeah. I think it was the weather and the place that he decided to move from.
Yeah. So, you know, there. I mean, I sort of used to, you meet people pretty quickly down there. If you're actually like where I was,
yeah,
I didn't stay very long in the digs because of because I went in there and there was 2 or 3 other young ones from Birmingham, and we all sort of had a little chat, and we decided we'd go and make our own way.
And the one thing that is coming across here, Robin, is that it sounds like you not only enjoyed your time on the field, but you also enjoyed your time in the area off the field. I mean, what are your favourite memories? I mean, you scored so many goals in your time at Plainmoor. Do you have any favourite goals, favourite matches? What are your particular favourite memories?
I like the ones where I scored a lot of goals. Those are the ones I enjoyed that, because there was quite a few, I think. Was it?
Obviously, the one that gets most talked about is obviously the Tottenham match.
And of course, the Tottenham match, yeah, where
you scored the 2 goals.
Where, you know, I was quite well into all the goings on then, because we'd sort of got our way through playing some of these other mob
smaller teams. And then you got Tottenham, didn't you? And
then Tottenham, you know, which was great. That's we were waiting to make sure. After I remember after the match, we were all in the dressing room because we'd just beaten someone else. I can't remember who it was. One of the ones who were up against us.
Yeah.
And we were all waiting in there in the dressing room. And then it came up. Tottenham Hotspur, of course, they were top boys then. And we were all so happy we were, you know, just dancing around.
And then obviously you scored 2 in the last bit of the game, didn't you, to equalise against them?
I did, yes.
Yeah, and then because they were deflected, the 2 goals, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people say obviously they were quite lucky goals, but
but then again, others
think they were going anyway, didn't you?
As they say, you've got to be there attacking and doing it to get the goals.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's where I was.
Definitely. Some other goals you told me about. There was one you said you scored from the halfway line.
Yeah. I chipped the goalie from the halfway line. But it was a goal, you know. It was one of those ones. Someone played the ball through. The goalie came out, you know, flash, and he kicked the ball. And I saw him. He sort of slipped a little bit. I think he kicked some ball out or something to do something, and he slipped a little bit. And I thought, give me the ball, because we were halfway. One of the ones said it to me, and I just hit it, nice, with some top spin on it. And it was great, because it went a long way in the air. Like it all went quiet, you know, when these grounds go quiet. And it went, all goes quiet. And then it got worse and worse, and the goal is gone. And he couldn't get there. Yeah, I remember that. I think that's what the Yellow Army seem to remember, ones like that.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of goals that he scored, I guess, that sometimes they even bring up to him. And I think you don't even remember them yourself sometimes, do you?
No,
but he scored them.
True. I mean,
there's a lot of goals that people bring up.
Yeah. Well, I was asked to play in certain ways, and I did that. Which is, you know, some to these other ones. Well, you know, he was standing around the penalty. You know, I was told to go and get in the penalty area, do this, do that, and I tried to. What the manager asked me to do. Yeah, but they didn't like it.
I mean, your strike record at Plainmoor and throughout your career was phenomenal. It's a goal every 2 games. So what was it about your style of play, or the style of play at Plainmoor at the time? How those 2 met that meant that you were scoring so many goals? Why it was such an effective matchup between you and Torquay United? Yeah,
I mean, looking at it this way. I'd always been goals and scoring since I was in the junior school. I was always a goal. You know, I love scoring goals.
You had a lot of pace, didn't you? You were fast.
And of course, I won all those cups and things and stuff at the school and everything. And as a sprint champion, you know, I was a sprint champion. So once I got going past them, they weren't going to catch me.
You talked a lot about your partnership with Tommy. You were telling me the other day.
We had a good partnership. Yeah. We got on fine together.
I think they benefited each other quite well by the sound of it.
We did.
Because you said you played more out on the wing, didn't you? You were guarding.
Well, I just went all over the place. Yeah, and did what I did. And Tommy was there. He didn't want to keep running up and down and around everything. And he was there. He was a solid player. And as I watched how the top players played, the best players, the scorers, the goal scorers, what positions they took, how they did, what they didn't do, you know, sometimes, what they did do. And it was, yeah, you know, I saw, it gave me a lot of ideas to play.
So you were growing up, you played against these higher level teams. I think that obviously helped when you joined Torquay, didn't you?
That's right, yeah. As well as down in the park occasionally.
Yeah. He says that, you know, you'd go down the seafront and just have a kick around with the locals.
Wow.
Madness, isn't it?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, they people didn't know that much, so it was all done very quickly. They said, "Come on, quick in there, and you can play, and we'll see what." You know, a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's good.
And they give me some money basically as well.
Yeah.
Because I was still there. I was still actually. That's when I was working nights down at the station.
So they were doing stuff to get extra money.
Wow, it's a different age. This is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You obviously had a hugely successful first spell at Plainmoor. Then you obviously moved on. You did come back for a second spell, but that spell was a little bit more blighted by injury, wasn't it? What caused you to eventually retire from the game?
Too many injuries.
Yeah. So because he had this injuries, a lot of players went from the other team.
They used to blatantly kick me on the knee if I couldn't. Yeah.
VR wouldn't let that happen.
In the set area and people around and things like that.
Because your last match was actually against, it was a friendly, wasn't it, against Exeter Uni?
Oh yeah, that's right. So I'd said then, if I have one more injury now, where what had happened was I'd be going and playing, and the knee it would collapse, you know. So I'd had it really. It's not as though you could do anything and come back on the pitch or do it. You'd had it. So I said to him, if I get one more injury, I said like that, that's the end. I said I'm not going to play anymore.
And you did, didn't you?
And I did. I was having a nice game as well. You know, whipping through there and everything. Next minute, bang, I'm on the deck. Get the spreader out again. So I started playing a bit more. And a bit more golf.
That was after your career.
That was after I'd finished playing.
Yeah. So you still keep yourself active, though, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I get dragged around the bloody garden enough times. Told to the kid, "Oh, can you go and do that? Or do this, do that." Yeah.
Clearly a multi-talented sportsman, then, Robin. Obviously, you know, we could have lost you to tennis, could have lost you to rugby.
Well, I was looking at some of the old. One of those things, one in there about the tennis, the national finals.
Yeah, that was after football, wasn't it?
Yeah, the national finals.
Oh, wow.
You did quite a few sports, I believe.
Yeah. It wasn't the singles, mind you. That I was playing doubles. Yeah. And Torquay, then the Torquay ones, at the club ones, I won the men's, and I won the mixed as well. This amazing woman played with me. She was unbelievable. She was so good.
She carried it.
Well, close. You know, I thought, right, you know, because I was everything, and she's there, zucking these balls, kind of whacking them away, and very good. Yeah, but you know, I enjoyed it.
It must have been frustrating for them because obviously they're playing against a born winner in yourself that's excelled in so many different fields.
Yeah. I got accused of being too extreme or something a couple of times. I think I sort of hit a volley from about 5 yards or something, and hurt someone.
I mean, was it a frustrating time? Did you feel that you had more, or did you feel that your time was right to retire then?
Because it was such a sort of painful thing that used to go, and other things, other wins that went in, you miss matches and I was pleased because I decided then, whatever, if I get one of that anything like that again, I said I'm not going to go through all that again, because to get fit to play again, I'd done sort of quite a bit of work to get fit and run, but I'm playing with a big plaster around my knees and everything, stuff like that, and I got kicked every match. Yeah, and all the tackling, they sort of. That was because I had been scoring goals against these teams. That was one of the things as well, you see, before. So they were quite pleased with the fact that they could
end your career, essentially, wasn't it?
Well, it did, yeah.
I mean, I'm pleased to say though that we've spoken about the highlights when you joined the club, and obviously this is maybe the uglier side of the game, which brought it all to a close. But thankfully, though, it wasn't the end. You were appointed as a life president of Torquay United in light of your association. How did that feel?
Well, I was surprised in one way, but also very, very pleased. Very pleased. It was a really good thing, because that was probably the best spell of football that I'd been, when we had that certain spells and got promotion back up to the was it the second division then?
Yeah.
Whatever it was, yeah.
So the club means a lot to you, doesn't it?
It does, because I've been there, and and the whole place, and the people in the town, and these are very extremely friendly.
I mean, he's like a celebrity round there.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you go
absolutely.
If you go anywhere, someone's going to know who he is. I'm pretty sure everywhere we go, somebody knows who he is.
Not surprised in the slightest.
But that was the great thing with it. What was that came from it, and
we go up to, obviously not at the moment, we haven't been able to, but when we've been going up to all the games, haven't we? And we've been keeping up to obviously the season so far, which is obviously going pretty well at the moment. So you've been keeping track on that, haven't you?
That's right. I was a bit surprised, because obviously time had gone on, but wonderful. I was
so probably quite a while that you weren't involved with the club a lot, was there? There was a bit of a time frame where you didn't go to the games or anything. So
no, that's right.
Obviously, it's, we've been very thankful that they've got Dad more involved with the club, and we've really enjoyed going, haven't we? And keeping up to date with it.
Well, Robin, I have to say that on behalf of everybody at Torquay United, you will always be welcome at Plainmoor. It's an absolute joy to talk to you, an absolute honour to talk to you. And thank you on behalf of the Yellow Army for all the fantastic memories that you've given us over the years. And again, we would just like to wish you a very happy 80th birthday, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you back at Plainmoor again very, very soon.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Robin and his family, when we could have supporters there, we often bumped into each other, had a quick little chat in the bar, and it's a fantastic feat really, and for somebody to play that many games for one club and that many goals for one club is unbelievable. It's almost unheard of nowadays. So those club men deserve all the credit that they get in later years, sort of thing. So I'm sure he's a lovely fella, and I'm sure he was a really good footballer, and I'm sure you remember him. You was probably at those games, weren't you? A few of them.
Nearly.
No, so happy birthday, Robin. You know, you've reached 80 and you still look healthy enough to be on my subs bench if we get into the the final stages of this season. But it's great to have you around.
Absolutely, have to back that up totally from the gaffer, from myself, from everybody at Torquay United, from everybody at Yellow Army. Wish you a very happy 80th birthday, Robin.